tired from all that online class, but I know how I can get some energy.
What are you doing?
I'm doing photosynthesis.
I don't think humans can do photosynthesis.
Relax, I'm just kidding. I know that only plants do photosynthesis because that's how they make their own food, which is exactly what we're going to be learning about today. Hi, my name's Hari, and I'm with USC's Young Scientists Program. Let's get started. So we know plants need a handful of different things to be able to grow, and these are water, sunlight, nutrients, and air. Let's focus on water and air first. These are important for a chemical reaction called photosynthesis. We can see here that by using water and carbon dioxide from the air, plants are able to turn it into sugars, which they use for food, and oxygen, which they release back into the air. We also mentioned sunlight. Remember how we said that plant cells have their own solar panels? They take in the sunlight and use it to power this chemical reaction. Basically, the plants turn the sun's energy into food. The experiment we have planned for today is actually really simple. You're going to need a couple of things, starting with this glass cup, which I filled with some room temperature water. Next up, I grabbed a couple leaves from outside, and what we're going to do is drop them in the water and try to get them to sink to the bottom. It might be pretty difficult to get them to sink to the bottom, so I have the help of a little marble here. You can use some sort of rock or pebble and use it to make sure that the leaves stay at the bottom of the cup, underneath the water. Now, we're going to have to wait for a couple hours while the chemical reaction takes place. You should take your cup and put it under sunlight if possible. If not, you could keep it under a light indoors. But let's take a look at this week's featured scientist while we wait. The featured scientist for this week is Janaki Ammal. Just like last week, we are focusing on a botanist and researcher, but this time from India. Ammal recognized that it was difficult to grow sugarcane in India because of the climate and weather. She was able to do some genetic tests on the sugarcane to make it grow better in India's harsh climate. We learned last week that the genes for a plant are located in the nucleus of a plant cell, and this week we learned that photosynthesis is important for plants to grow. Both of these topics are very important to the work that Ammal was doing. Now let's check back in with our leaves, and you can see some bubbles starting to form. If you recall, we learned that bubbles are an indicator that a chemical reaction has occurred. In this case, photosynthesis happened inside the leaves, taking in the energy from the light and turning it into food. The oxygen bubbles are produced, and those go back into the air for us to breathe in. Hope you enjoyed this quick experiment, and we'll see you next week.